Hey, good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindset. January 6th, the first day of 2025. Good morning. If you're just joining us, drop into the chat who you are and where you are. I'm Erin from Girl Catch Fire. We help women in midlife get unstuck and on purpose. And I will tell you one of the reasons that I enjoy doing these is because sometimes I'm just figuring out where I need encouragement. Uh, I'm not special. I'm just a normal person like everybody else. And so this morning, what I was thinking about is this kind of deflation that sometimes happens after the new year. And it's the first Monday that we're all back to work. Maybe you've been back, working on and off. Um, so I called this one like New Year, New Blue question mark. So maybe you're feeling that a little bit this morning. And because I know how I'm feeling this morning, it's a good thing to break apart and be like, all right, well, so this is a pretty common thing. People are joking about it on Instagram, like, oh my gosh, I'm back at work and I'm just ugh. So we know what the deal is like the first Monday back after the holidays, we are all on a diet, that we've taken the lights down probably over the weekend. And this super, unusual time really in our regular rhythm has come to an end. And here we are back at work. Okay, well, what do you want to do about that? So if you're feeling a little bit blue today, here's some strategy. So I was trying to figure out this morning, I'm like, okay, well, what is it exactly? Like, why? What is what is the meh? What is the feeling? And let's break it apart and see if we can address it. Okay, well, for me, I realize what it is that makes me a little bit sad at the end of the holidays is simply that there is a pace when we're being honest about the holidays, not the rushing around, not the gift buying and giving, not the frantic pace of the holidays that we seem to be encouraged to engage in. It's not that. But there's a pace of the holidays that's really beautiful. And it is that I can be in my pajamas on a Wednesday morning and not feel guilty about it or not feel like um, I'm somehow shirking my duty or I'm not performing or achieving. I can just be still and it's legal. That's one of the gifts I think the holidays give us. So despite the fact it's a busy time of year, there's also this sense like, yeah, but all the rules don't apply during the holidays. And we can just kind of do stuff the way we want to, which is more relaxed and quieter. And maybe we're just nesting. Maybe we're in our jammies on a Wednesday. Maybe we are out for a hike with our kids on a Thursday morning. Maybe whatever. And to me, that's the part of the holidays that I feel like, oh no, now it's Monday after the holidays and that's not legal anymore. Like we can't get away with that kind of stuff anymore. And that's what I wanted to challenge a little bit today. Um, because there is this beautiful, this didn't happen for me this year, just full disclosure. Like I worked my head off during the holidays. We had this big launch going on for Midlife Reinvention Lab, which is now closed, and we're off to the races. So I worked all the way through the holidays, which kind of like, 0 stars, don't recommend. But I also know that I felt a little bit like, okay, well, I'm choosing to work during the holidays, but everybody else is playing, so it's not like I'm losing anything or getting behind at all. Does that resonate with you guys? Like, oh, no other time of year could I just chill out like this without getting behind. That's what I want to take apart. Okay. So maybe you're like kind of a big achiever and you're feel like your worth and value is somehow tied to your performance and how much you produce and achieve. And so the holidays they just feel nice because it's almost like you get a buy from that behavior. You get a break from having to do that. I feel that. And maybe some of you do too. Like I miss the fact that we're kind of back at it. Like we got to armor back up and we got to get busy again and get productive and be achieving and whatever. Okay, so that's what I was feeling this morning. And also, probably doesn't help that I've been watching Emily in Paris. Have you guys watched this? I know I'm a late adopter. But through the holidays, that was like a little treat. You guys know that I love France, and it was a little treat just to be able to watch Emily in Paris. And of course, it's frippery, and every character in it is a caricature of, the American or the uptight middle-aged French woman or the horny French guy or whatever. However, one thing that they kind of do get right is like a little bit of the American obsession with work. And so I've been thinking about all these things all together this morning, going, okay, how do we put this all together? Maybe in 2025, you have things that you want to do, but you don't want to armor up. You don't want to lose the sweetness that you had during the holidays with people that you care about, or the maybe even the gentleness or the nesting that you felt during the holidays. Is it possible to be more like the French in Emily in Paris and not live to work? Is that possible? Because maybe I think this is what some of us are feeling. It's like, oh, I'm back to work today, and now it's just grind, and I'm on a diet, and I have to eat kale, and etc. So, how do we do this being back at work on January 6th and do it well? All right. So here's some ideas. I thought about this because I'm like, so if you're feeling this kind of blue stickiness this morning, like a little bit of sadness that this sweet time that you had over the holidays is gone, what can you do? Okay. Thing number one, present moment awareness. I think this is really important because part of what you're struggling with is time traveling. So I'm time traveling forward into all of 2025 or all of Q1 and just thinking about all the work and the stress and everything that I have to do. And that's kind of depressing. But you're also maybe time traveling backwards into 2 weeks ago when it was Wednesday and you were sitting on your couch with for an extra, 30, 40 minutes with a cup of coffee and your jammies. All right, we got to stop time traveling. So present moment awareness is going to be strategy number one this morning, which simply means we're not time traveling. We're right here, right now. So what I want to do with you guys this morning is just a little bit of grounding exercise, just to remember what this is. 2 grounding exercises that we love to remind us just to be here now, and that actually you are the author of your experience. So you can just dart around all day, and this is what I found myself doing, just dart from thing to thing and be in a bit of a panic all day long, or we can center. All right. So two types of present moment awareness exercises I love. One is grounding. Go ahead and do this with me. Go ahead and look at 5 things around you that you can see. Did you see how I just took a deep breath? Same thing, right? Let's just be here. Let's just get here. So look around you and find 5 things that you can see right now in your environment. For me, it's like the wind is blowing pretty hard outside. We have a storm blowing in, and I love the things that I put on my walls in my office. And I have this board with all these really colorful post-it notes for the new version of our course that's in front of me. And I've been working hard on that. I'm proud of that. And I've got a picture of Jesus on the wall and got some coffee. So what are 5 things you can see? And what are 5 things that you can feel? Can you feel your fingerprints? Can you rub them together? Can you feel your toes inside your shoes? Can you feel the temperature of the air on your skin? Can you feel cozy in your jacket like I do? Okay, and what are 3 things you can hear? I can hear the wind. I can hear a car going by. Sometimes I can hear my dog barking in his sleep. I figure that's going to happen any minute. 2 things you can smell. I can still smell my Christmas tree because it's still up. I can smell this candle that's on my desk. And finally, 1 thing you can taste. Cheers. Coffee. That's present moment awareness. I'm no longer time traveling into Q1 or to last week. I'm right here, right now. Okay. Now let's add a breathing exercise. Ready? 4, 5, 8 breath. It's something I teach all the time because when I'm time traveling, when I'm panicking, when I'm running around like a little maniac. I want to get back to my center. And a great way to do that is to inhale for 4. Go ahead and do it with me. Hold for 5. Release for 8. Inhale for 4. Hold for 5. Release for 8. One more time. Inhale for 4. Hold for 5. And release for 8. Now, are you here? I'm way more here. Not grieving the loss of the slowness of last week, and I'm not worrying about Q1. I'm just here, and it's all going to be okay. All right. So remember these 2 strategies. For now, today, if you're struggling a little bit with it being the first Monday of the year, or any other time, remember present moment awareness and some breathing and grounding exercises. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing. How many of you guys have read Ecclesiastes? It's a book of the Bible written by King Solomon. Maybe that's not your grid, and that's okay if it's not, but I do think there's something really worthwhile to share here. And sometimes I kind of got into the book of Ecclesiastes last year because I was having this exact experience where I was just a little bit uptight about everything. And I was stressed out and working too hard and feeling, outside of my body and worrying about stuff and striving, etc. And then I read the book of Ecclesiastes. So just a little bit of a frame up. If this isn't your grid, that's fine. But even if you're not a Christian or a Jew and you've never really heard of the book, you've heard like for everything, there's a season, a time to be born, time to die, time to reap, and time to sow. Okay, so you've heard this before. So Ecclesiastes was written by King Solomon, who was widely considered at the time to be the wisest man to ever live. The nation of Israel was in a period of unprecedented wealth, and he presided over that. And he was building the temple in Jerusalem. He was building himself palaces and pools and gardens, and he had wives and concubines and children and massive wealth and also wisdom and knowledge. Okay, that's the setup for who King Solomon is. But then you read Ecclesiastes, which he wrote. And you think, whoa, what is up with this guy? Because basically there's word in it, and the word in the Hebrew is hevel, and it just means vapor or smoke or vanity. And so the theme of this book is that everything what we're doing, and he says this, he says, I set out to learn everything, to have all the money, all the women, all the stuff, all the everything. And guess what it is? It's all hevel. It's all smoke. It's all vapor. And if you're feeling that a little bit this morning, like I'm back at work and I'm like, this feels like hevel. It feels like smoke. You know why? Because it might be. And I don't mean that to discourage you. And you can read this book and be like, wow, it sounds like Solomon, this guy who had everything, should maybe think about some antidepressants. But what he's saying is actually quite right. Okay. And he says all the money, all the achievement, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the horses, all the chariots, all the pools, all the gardens, everything. It doesn't mean anything. It's all vanity. And he's talking about the vanity of created things, even wisdom and knowledge. And so he's like, it's all striving after the wind. It's striving after hevel, vapor. So you think, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? Okay, here's what he says. This is what he says. I've discovered, this is in Ecclesiastes, I've discovered that there's nothing, ready? This is what I want you guys to take away from today. There is nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. This also I saw is from the hand of God. For apart from him, who can eat, or have any enjoyment. So he's not saying God is smoke or vapor or hell. He's saying, no, pay attention to God and follow the commandments, but recognize that the rest of this, I mean, money happens, injustice happens, toil happens. You know what? You might as well just enjoy it. He says friendship matters. Do that. Yeah, friendship is really important. You should definitely do that. But he says this. He says this. Sorry, my pages are stuck together. He says, this is his instruction. Ready? The wisest man on earth says this: go eat your bread with enjoyment and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already approved what you do. Let your garments always be white. Let oil not be lacking on your head. What he's saying is, guys, go enjoy your lives. Go enjoy your lives, because stuff's going to come, stuff's going to go, injustice is going to happen. Life is crazy and absurd and it doesn't make any sense. But what matters is to enjoy God, enjoy the gifts of God. So go and do your work and enjoy it. Eat your bread, drink your wine, make your friends, right? What if you just did that today? What if you just enjoyed the life that God gave you? That's it. That's it. This is in Ecclesiastes. That's chapter 9, verse 7. Go and enjoy your lives. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to go enjoy my life because God has already approved what I do. So I'm going to stay present and I'm going to go enjoy the gift that God has given me, which is my life, as absurd as it may be. And remember that all this striving and all this worrying about Q1 and all the armoring up, it's not necessary. It's all hevel. It's all smoke. I'm going to go eat my bread and drink my wine, see my friends, and enjoy my work today. I think you should do the same. Okay? So happy January. Enjoy your day. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.